Hello and welcome back to Explain the Charts. Today is April 3rd, 2025. We're going to be analyzing the S&P 500, ticker symbol SPY, focusing on the impact of recent news and events, specifically President Trump's newly announced tariffs and the chart data. First, let's quickly recap the breaking news. According to recent reports, President Trump announced tariffs that have shocked the market, triggering fears of a global trade war. These tariffs will include a 10% base tariff and higher tariffs for countries that have high tariffs. CNBC reported that S&P 500 futures dropped 3.1% and Nasdaq futures lost 3.4% in response to this news. Barclays has already lowered its year-end S&P 500 target from 6,600 to 5,900 due to the expected negative impact of these tariffs. The Dow is expected to open down significantly, and technology stocks are especially vulnerable. Now, let's dive into the SPY's daily chart to see how these developments are reflected in the price action. Looking at the daily chart, we can see a recent drop in the SPY's price. Zooming in on the most recent candles, we can see a significant drop recently. This drop appears to be directly correlated with the news of Trump's tariffs. Let's switch to the hourly chart to gain a clearer picture of the short-term trends. On the hourly chart, we can see a more granular view of the sell-off. The hourly candles show a clear downward trend that has been accelerating since the tariff announcement. Now, let's narrow in on the 15-minute chart to see even more detail of this downward trend and try to gauge how the day might unfold. Examining the recent candles on the 15-minute chart, we can see that it's had a small bump up. However, the bump is just a small one, and it's struggling to push past recent resistance points. If the price continues to break to new lows, this could indicate further downside in the short term. Alright, so let's recap. President Trump's tariffs have created high volatility in the SPY. Key price levels to watch are the recent lows. Breaking below those levels could signal further downside. Resistance will likely be found near previous highs. If the SPY breaks above resistance and consolidates, that would be a buy signal. However, the likelihood of that is low. Given the current news environment and the chart patterns, the SPY is likely bearish for the short and medium term. Keep an eye on any further news related to trade and tariffs, as this will likely drive the SPY's price action. The most important thing to look for is if the market has priced in Trump's tariff, and it starts to stabilize and consolidate.